ho! Heave ho! Huh? Trailblazer, do you need help with something? Pom-Pom's been cleaning up this whole time and didn't see any letters. What? Ah, don't scare Pom-Pom like that! Why are there always strange things sneaking onto our train? Pom-Pom is going to upgrade the security level around here. What does the letter say? It looks like an invitation. Who could have sent it? Does Dan Hong have any friends on the Law Fu? If Pom-Pom remembers correctly, he said he was exiled from there, right?
Unlikely. If the generals have...
Why don't you show Dan Hong the letter? You know?
What is it? Do you need something? There's no signature, and it doesn't mention a time or place. Looks like whoever sent this expects me to remember. Unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint them. The handwriting does seem like that of a swordmaster, but Blade would have gotten straight to the point. It's an invitation, all right, but this is too mysterious to be him. Let me hold on to the letter. Anything related to Dan Feng's past should be handled with care. Just as I thought. There was more than met the eye. But if he didn't send the letter, maybe I shouldn't.
Dan Hong, let's make this quick.
After all this time away from the Law Fu, the seat of divine foresight has only become more hostile. It's quite reassuring. Relax. You needn't be so cautious, young man. I'm just reminiscing about the old days. However, I never thought Jing Yuan would send you to accompany me. It would seem our fates are intertwined.
Huh?
I've got my work cut out for me today. Well, if it isn't Dan Hong.
Greetings. I need to speak to the general about something.
Looking for compensation for the injuries I gave you? I accept full responsibility. They can deduct my next 100 years' salary if they like.
The Cloud Knights were doing their duty. I'm here to ask the General about the Stellaron Hunters.
You came at a bad time. The General is busy with urgent work. You probably won't be able to meet with him today. But he did leave him.
No. If the General isn't available, I'll come back another day.
You don't remember her? I see. I suppose the memories of your previous life really were wiped clean after the rebirth. That is Jingliu, the previous sword champion of the Xianzhou La Fu. She was the closest friend of Imbibitor Lune, your previous incarnation. She was also, according to records of wars past, her blade has slain countless denizens of abundance. Not even the feather guards of the Wing Weaver. However, those are ancient stories. It's a shame that even a hero like her wasn't able to break free of Mara. With her powers, you'd think there would be no one capable of bringing her in. Her surrender came with one condition. That before he left, he ordered us to accompany Jingliu during her last day on the La Fu.
Imbibitor Lune, you're here. Since you traveled all this way, why don't you come and talk with me? Or should I call you by your name in this lifetime, Dan Heng? When I left the Xianzhou, I heard they took away your scales and horns, forced you into a hatching rebirth, and detained you in the Shackling prison. I thought Imbibitor Lune had been wiped from this world, but then I returned to the La Fu and watched as you parted the sea.
The life of Imbibitor Lune ended. I stand before you, a completely different person.
I understand. The sins of a past life should be forgiven after rebirth. Now you are a nameless, traveling across the galaxy. But can anyone really bid farewell to their past? If my guess is correct, the preceptors were unwilling to allow the Ichor line to end and hoped for the Imbibitor Lune's resurrection. That is why they tampered with the molting rebirth and turned you into what you are now.
You're not here to reminisce on old times. Tell me why you're here.
You didn't hear? That Vidyadhara girl explained it clear as day. I returned to the La Fu so I could surrender myself to the Alliance and atone for my sins. I did, however, have one request before the trial. I asked to be given a single day to go and see old friends and to fulfill promises I made long ago. Jingyuan has always been an understanding person. He heard that you would be coming and agreed to my
So, you're the one that mailed the letter to the Express.
That's right.
The sea's depths conceal no stone, and dragons' breaths reveal the moon. The scene, but as a suspect, shouldn't I be bound and interrogated in the shackling prison. Is it really appropriate to bring me to a place like this, General?
Holding you in the shackling prison would be more trouble than it's worth. For security purposes, we will be performing your trial here.
For security purposes? I suppose it's not my security you're talking about.
The Stellaron's descent, the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection, the Destruction Emanator's impersonation of the Amicassator. According to the Skyfaring Commission's investigations, you arrived on the Luofu with a group of merchants, but didn't make a single trade during your stay. You took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the shackling prison, but seemingly took no course of action. Now you claim that your behavior truly is puzzling. I can't seem to piece together your motive.
I was asked to deliver a token in my capacity as a traveling merchant. I knew nothing of its significance. I admit I did have my own agenda for entering the... It is through fear of punishment that I am choosing to surrender. The galaxy is a vast place, but I am merely a wanderer. It would be silly of me to think that I...
Merely a wanderer? You're too modest, Locha. Do I need to remind you of your actions at the Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone? Or must I utter that tongue twister of a name?
Well, they don't call you the Divine Foresight for nothing, General.
You flatter me. Fortunately, I did my research, or this conversation would have been quite dry.
Seeing that you sense something is amiss, are you looking to defend me and clear my name of suspicion?
That is beyond my control. Attempting to undermine the Alliance is a grave crime. According to protocol, you are to be held on the Xianzhou Shuling for a joint trial before the 10 Lords Commission and the 7 Arbiter Generals. However, at present, you have the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape. It will be the last view of the Luofu you ever lay eyes on.
She told me that the High Cloud Quintet once gathered and feasted here hundreds of years ago. The unparalleled sword techniques of your master, the mesmerizing cloud hymn magic of Imbibitor Lunae Dan Feng, the artful piloting skills of Bai Heng, the divine weapons crafted by the Juming artisan Ying Xing, and the unmatched stratagem of the General. The 5 of you vanquished evil from the world, creating legendary tales in your wake. Unfortunately, nothing lasts forever, and the High Cloud Quintet disbanded as each of you went your separate ways. You removed me from the shackling prison and decided to interrogate me here. But not for security purposes. You wish to discuss things that shouldn't be overheard. You wish to discuss the one person you've avoided mentioning up to now. Your master, Jingliu.
We can head out now. I would like to visit a few places from my memories, enjoy a glass of wine, and reminisce about the good times.
Have you mistaken yourself for a tourist?
I would make a wonderful tourist. Lower your guard, young man. I have already surrendered myself to the Alliance, and I will keep my word. Besides, your general has already agreed to my request. Imbibiter Luné, you must accompany me. I won't take no for an answer. Regardless of whether you're still interested in your previous life, accepting my letter means that you've accepted my invitation.
Lead the way.
Where should we start? Should we go to Stargazer Navalia first, or to the Artisanship Commission? So many memories are swirling inside my head. I can't get a grasp on any of them. When the people of the Xianzhou live to be more than 1,000 years old, each day is like carrying the weight of a mountain through an interminable maze.
How hard is it to choose a destination? We're going to Stargazer Navalia. Problem solved.
The young are the antidote. Stargazer Navalia it is.
If it's star skiffs you wanted to see, we could have headed to the Jade Gate. Why did we come all the way here?
Young man, have you ever heard of Bai Hung, the Foxian pilot?
Bai Hung. I think I've seen that name somewhere before.
Let the noble High Elder drown the enemies in rain. We just need a watch from the sky, I presume?
Imbibiter Luné, if memories are returning to you, share them.
I think she was one of Imbibiter Luné's comrades.
She was a comrade and friend to both Imbibiter Luné and all of us. Well, that's all in the past now. The reason we came to Stargazer Navalia is because I wanted to pay tribute to her here.
Huh? You mean the Foxian soul-soothing ceremony?
Yes, the sending off of a star skiff. It represents the voyage of the deceased into the stars. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I never had the chance to bid farewell to her. It is something I have regretted to this day. As for procuring a star skiff, I know they can be manufactured here, but I know nothing of the process.
I see. Follow me. I don't know anything about manufacturing star skiffs either. But getting these machines to work shouldn't be too hard. Careful. There's still Stellaron spirits lurking around.
No need to worry about the two of us.
This is our chance.
Need a doctor?
Just a scratch. Let's make it quick. Rules are made to be broken.
Let me tend your wounds.
I've no interest in
Careful. There's still Stellaron spirits lurking around.
No need to worry about the two of us.
We've arrived. All ship production and Stargazer just enter the command into the device. I remember now. I've seen Bai-Hung.
You like to read? I couldn't tell.
Hey, I don't read much, but the General forced me to finish a bunch of ancient volumes during my training. I remember one called Views of...
That's right. Bai-Hung was the one who wrote that travelogue.
It was actually really interesting. 90% of it was about starskiff crashes on different worlds and dangerous. I remember thinking, how could an ace pilot crash?
Indeed. Her luck always astonished us. Whenever she piloted, very few starskiffs she piloted were able to return to port in one piece. She also possessed an uncanny ability to predict future events. However, when it came to surviving, her fortunes were incredible. Luck is a type of strength, after all.
Ha! That'll do it. The Starskiff assembly line has been activated. The Starskiff will take shape and enter the skyport. Let's go wait for it there. It won't be long. See? The Starskiff is complete.
After being away from the Luofu for so long.
So, what?
In the end, I do not think the details are necessary. In ᴅᴇɪxᴍᴏs, do you still remember?
Did...
Yes, the High Elder was held in higher regard. The Cloud Knights became wary after learning of Danfeng's imminent arrival. General Tang Xiao called for me to guarantee the safety of the troops. But Bai-Hung didn't care about any of that. She believed that the High Elder was mortal and no different from the soldier next to her. You ran a fair share of errands for her when she was still around. Let me refresh your memory. During that battle, Bai-Hung, being the headstrong girl that she was, managed to exhaust the luck that was bestowed upon her by the Rainbow Arbiter. She charged ahead and shattered the enemy's defenses, allowing the Xianzhou soldiers to break through Shuhu's sanguinary abyss and awaken you from your dragon's delirium. She was not able to walk out of that fight. We all shoulder a debt that we will never be able to repay. For the Cloud Knights, giving up one's life on the battlefield is an honor. Wasn't something you believed in ᴅᴇɪxᴍᴏs. You couldn't accept that Bai-Hung was gone. Instead of leaving her to eternal rest, you decided to... You made a mistake that can never be undone. There is no need to respond, ᴅᴇɪxᴍᴏs. Your answer is no longer important. And now, I will your flagon. This was a gift handmade by him, though he never got the chance to give it to you in person. I'm sorry it took so long for me to find it. Only by bringing it to you will my nightmares be calmed. I will fulfill what you asked of me. I will keep my word, even if it requires me to cut down the stars in the sky. Let's go. The Artisanship Commission is next. Since the Arbor's resurrection, the land has been crawling with abominations. Even the Artisanship Commission's prized creation furnace is hanging on by a thread.
The crisis happened too suddenly. All the craftsmen and apprentices fled. Only a single master craftsman was left to hold the line until reinforcements arrived. That's how the creation furnace was saved.
Interesting. Stubborn beyond valuing his own life. That reminds me of an extremely arrogant acquaintance. If he were to see the chaos of the artisan...
What's that supposed to mean? What's wrong with saving your own life and waiting for the Cloud Knights to arrive?
And yet where were the Cloud Knights when danger was at the door? From what I heard, it was a group of Outworlders that came to the rescue.
The Luofu's delves are big places. Besides, some of the troops were deployed to the Yao Qing's campaign. The Cloud...
Young man, why don't we continue our previous contest? Show me whether the sword...
You just want me to do all the work. You think I'm gonna grant endless requests for a criminal?
You go on ahead this time. We'll meet up at the creation furnace.
Why did you send him away?
It is of no importance. But you and I haven't had a decent contest in ages.
I don't... plan on fighting.
I'm not asking you to point your spear at me. Could it be that the abominations here aren't enough to motivate you? Even after your rebirth, your moves and techniques haven't changed one bit.
When I move, it's like
you never forgot. Later.
Fighting is meaningless.
Come on already. What took you so long?
Don't get anxious, ᴅᴇɪxᴍᴏ. We have all the time in the world.
Something's not right.
This spear still recognizes you as its master. ᴅᴇɪxᴍᴏ. Do you know who crafted it for you?
It's been with me ever since my exile. I don't remember when I started wielding it.
What's in your prescription?
Don't worry about me.
This is our chance. Rules are made to be broken. I've no interest in conflict.
Nowhere to run.
Let's go.
Let me tend your wounds.
Fighting is meaningless.
Secret of the safe.
Let's make it quick. No interest in conflict. The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision.
Need a doctor? Spider-Man!
Save it for your own. Try harder. All will be revealed in lunar flame. Later moonlight.
Fighting is meaningless. Let's
Let me tend your wounds.
A miracle.
I've no interest in.
You can continue to convince yourself that you are merely the reincarnation of Danfeng and have nothing to do with his sins. And you can keep insisting that you have forgotten everything. But you cannot run from combat, Danheng. Your spearmanship is identical to combat is like smelting, purging the impurities with burning Those are the words of the one who made Cloudpiercer for you. Out of all of us, you were the closest to him. It was strange, really, to see someone so arrogant get along with someone so proud.
This spear is sharp enough to pierce dragon scales. Be careful, High Elder, lest you hurt yourself.
Yingxing.
You still remember his name. When he was but a child, he swore to take revenge on the abominations. When I first met him, he wasn't even as tall as my sword. But he was boasting about mastering all the crafts of the Artisanship Commission by the time he was 100 years old. The little brat was no less arrogant than the High Elder. At first, I wasn't too fond of his defiant nature. But when we met again, he was able to craft. Unfortunately, the Alliance would never allow a short-life species to run the Artisanship Commission. He was only able to prove his worth.
You didn't go easy just so I would get here first, did you?
Of course not. Your technique must have improved so much that I simply could.
So, Are we here to commemorate your short-life species friend?
Eavesdropping is a bad habit. Besides, when did I ever say he was no longer in this world?
Even the cryocapsules wouldn't be able to extend the life expectancy of a short-life species for long. If he is still alive, he must be ancient.
Of course he's still alive. But he might be better off dead. Some people are born with unparalleled foresight and exceptional intelligence, but make the move. As smart as he was, he made the foolish attempt to use the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to aid in Bibiter Lunae in resurrecting his deceased companion. His stupidity turned him into a monster, cursed with immortality. His soul was shattered and became the evil that he hated most. The irony.
For an old friend, you don't seem to have that much pity.
I gave him a second chance. Does that not count?
What?
He should have been eternally jailed in the shackling prison for his crimes. But I gave him a different kind of freedom. I took the shell that once held his soul and passed my sword techniques on to him. I let him die 100 deaths. We've idled too long. Let's head to the Alchemy Commission.
As a follower of the Rainbow Arbiter, you have witnessed the catastrophe brought upon by the plague's author, General. Living beings turning into undying monsters, eventually used as sacrifices to the Abundance. What do you think should be done to put an end to it, General?
The Alliance follows the Rainbow Arbiter's edict to continue ridding the world of evil, so that one day ᴅᴇɪxSōᴍ might be vanquished and the cycle of life and death restored.
Under the auspices of the Rainbow Arbiter, the faithful Cloud Knights continue the hunt. Take me, for example. My powers originate from the Abundance, yet my goals are aligned with the Alliance. The hunt is not the only fact. It is natural for short-life species to yearn for immortality. That is expected of any intelligent life form. To want to eliminate these thoughts would be equivalent to killing an eon. Such a goal is so impossible. So, in order to sever ᴅᴇɪx's curse, your master happened upon a revelation and returned from the Mara. She has traveled many worlds and discovered a solution.
I'm listening.
I apologize, General. I'm afraid the next move will have to be made on the Shu Ling.
As I expected. Your surrender is just the next step in your scheme. You wish to avail yourself of the Ten Lords' decree to enter Shu Ling and stand before the Sixth General. And the purpose of the contents of your...
General, you said it yourself. This is beyond your control. It is the...
Splendid, well done. This was a spectacular move.
You've changed, Jingyuan. The man I knew would never have admitted he was bested.
order's already been restored to the Alchemy Commission. Why are we here?
I heard the healer lady is capable of curing all diseases. I'm here for the same reason anyone would be. For patience, young man. We're not far from Scale Gorge waterscape. The mission.
What a surprise! Are you not feeling well? Please, come this way.
Miss Bailu. She's here for a consultation.
Oh, I see. Are you here for your eyes? Or is it something else?
My eyes are fine. I cover them to avoid seeing that which reminds me of the past and riles my inner demons. My thoughts have been disordered lately, and I experience
Those symptoms don't sound like my area of expertise. Bah, who cares? The healers of the Alchemy Commission don't get to pick and choose their patients. Give me your hand. We'll start by checking your... Your hand! It's freezing! Please wait. Dunhung, can I speak to you for a minute? Your friend here has a very peculiar condition. Her pulse is extremely faint. Normally, this would mean that she
won't live much longer.
Let the healer make the professional diagnosis. Your friend's situation is unique. She looks healthy, but her hands are cold as ice. I've never seen anything like it. With Marie...
Today's her last day on the Luofu.
What a shame. If she could stay for a few days, I might be able to figure out how to cure her. I'll do my best. No matter what I administer, she's gonna need to drink a ton of warm water from this. Come with me. I'll prescribe her some soul-returning vitality infusion. It won't cure her, but I'll... Wait! I'm sorry. Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were at Dunhung, you mind coming with me to retrieve my medicine?
Are you in trouble, Dragon Lady? I'll come along as well.
No.
It's no bother. A little walk will do me good.
Keep at it. Keep at it.
I can smell the herbs. It's around... Hey! Give me back my medicine! That thing runs so fast! Don't let it get away!
Allow me.
Rules are made to be broken. Move carefully. The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
Stand down.
So this is why your hands are so cold! Let me tend your wounds!
Tedious.
This cold isn't something normal flesh could withstand!
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Let's make it quick.
Need a doctor?
Blade fodder. Did you think my lifespan would be
Time
cut
to
short?
show you what's in your prescription!
Don't worry about me. The truth of life in the sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
All right, let me make sure nothing's missing. Excellent. The calming valerian and chi strengthening infusions are here. Apologies again for the delay. This prescription won't cure you, but it will nourish your...
Very well. The fate of a long-life species is inevitable.
You're Mara-struck? I don't see the symptoms in you at all. What with the incident on the Law Fu, I've treated a number... You don't seem to have any of that.
I made a deal that allowed me to retain what life I had left in me. And yet, I still have many unfulfilled...
I see. So you've learned to live with your illness. I can't help much with issues of the spirit.
Really? How unfortunate. My hatred overshadowed. All I have left are the sword in my... Thank you for your advice, Dragon Lady. Meeting you has provided more healing than... By the way, among those you've treated in recent days...
Bandages? That's a vague description, you know.
The person I'm inquiring about is tall, with a serious expression.
Oh, yes! Someone came by. He must have suffered some kind of sword wound. He had a strong scent of blood. Though, from the way he behaved, it must...
He's probably looking for a different kind of medicine. Well then, it would seem that everything... Take this man away. This does not
Yanqing.
And so, everyone is present. I never thought the High Cloud Quintet would be able to gather again. If I remember correctly, the five of us made a promise here 7 centuries ago. How sad that Scale Gorge waterscape remains empty while the world continues to turn. Some of us have been reborn, while others were denied death. Some have become criminals, while others can no longer fulfill their promises. And soon I will be shackled and tried. This will be the last you see of me. This is why I sent out the invitations before departing. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. Imbibitor Luné, the chief culprit, chose to use the transmutation arcanum as a means of resurrection. Ying Sing, the accomplice, arrogant and oblivious, used the flesh of the abundance emanator to assist in... As for Jingliu, the sinner, she succumbed to Mara, slaughtered her people, and abandoned her. Now it is time we pay for what we have done. Dan Heng, you can never escape the shadow of Imbibitor Luné. He is your origin, and his sins will accompany you in your path forward until you meet your eventual doom. Blade, what a fitting name. In the remainder of your infinite life, you will experience only murder and your own death, all the while pleading for a place to rest. And I will face the punishment of the Alliance and suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price. That is the only way to keep the memory of the pain of the past from fading away. High Cloud Quintet, it is time to say goodbye.
This will strengthen.
A wineless gathering, Jingyuan. Is it not time you sent me to...
The laws of the Alliance cannot be subject to change. Unfortunately, your next stop will be the Yuchi. I reported everything to the Marshal, and the Seer strategist just so happened to take an interest in...
Jingyuan, you haven't changed at all. Always trying to destroy the plans of others. But in the end, whether it be you, me, the Cloud Knights, or the generals of the Rainbow Arbiter, we are all just pawns in a game of the gods. No matter, I will deviate if you
Then I shall see this gamble through.
Wait. Jingliu, before you leave, you still owe me my due.
I have tried. Besides inflicting more wounds on your body, the immortality that you possess is not something that can be dealt with so easily. I am sure Destiny's Slave already told you that the swords of more...
He did. But you still owe me the attempt.
I told you when I taught you the way of the sword. I am uninterested in drawing my blade.
You will only draw against an opponent. Jingliu, allow me to repay you for your teachings.
Savor the moment. I will deliver you a brief moment of death. We were here once, 700 years ago. Laughing, sparring, and thinking about the future. Their faces still linger before my eyes, like a bygone dream. I thought those joyful days would flow indefinitely before us, like a Xianzhou lifetime. Yet, dreams will eventually fade like clouds from the sky.
A familiar feeling. Almost as if we've returned to my first sword lesson. You use the sword Insing crafted and pierced, sliced, and impaled me time and time again. The swordplay used to slay our enemies of old is still engraved on this despicable shell. All I can do is watch my... It's as if they're saying, Why? Why did you and Imbibitor Lunae commit such an unforgivable sin? I know that you have no interest in my answer, which is why I asked the question as you looked me straight in the eye. I've asked myself that same question infinite times, but was never able to find the answer. Why is it that only the abominations can return time and time again? Why does someone like her have to be buried, burned to ash, and eventually forgotten? Why, in the end, you unleashed the final piercing blow and left both me and the sword in the withered grave? The miraculous thing is that in my brief moment of death, all the pain went away. Like when we drank to drown our sorrows.
Imbibitor Lunae, what do you plan on doing next?
Once this gathering ends, I will return to the Express to continue my journey.
The Express won't be able to carry you forever. Your friends all have burdens of their own, just as we did back then. I did think about giving up on revenge and letting go of everything when I fled the Luofu years ago. However, as time passed, it became more and more clear. It was like an old friend that accompanied me. The memories of what I did when I was Mara-struck are deeply rooted. Since I am unable... Maybe when I witness the fall of the abundance, you and Ying Sing will find true release. Goodbye, Imbibitor Lunae.
She's gone. All this must have seemed like a silly performance to someone newly reborn. But I am unable. Who you are is a question that only you can find the answer to. Even if the Preceptor's interference denied you a true rebirth. Yes. It has been a long day for you, Dan Heng.
Dan Heng, The General wants me to forget about everything I saw today. I understand. These disputes are far too complicated for me right now. Swordplay is a lot. I have some close friends of my own in the Cloud Knights. Goodbye for now, Dunhung. I hope the next time we meet...
Couldn't do it with her sword either. She still couldn't do it. We have no choice but to continue the pursuit. This is the price the two of us must pay.
I will see it through.
Elio's script still requires you to stay alive. For now. I don't mind prolonging my vengeance. It might be more interesting that way.